Every month we release our What's New in AI webcast, but inevitably new tools are dropping all the time, and something that we missed from last month was Claude's new tone of voice feature. Now, we've all used large language models to help us write copy. It might be just to draft an email, or it might be to write a blog post, or it might be to write something for our clients, a press release perhaps. And what's tricky with these models is to get them to write in a tone of voice that feels authentic to you or to your client. Well, Claude have just made that much easier. Let's take a look and see how. So here we are in Claude's interface. Now, you can see that we've got a new drop-down menu in the prompt window, which says Choose Style. And if we click that, we can see that we've got 4 choices: normal, concise, explanatory, and formal, with a slight description of each. Now, if we click into Create and Edit Styles, we can see what each of those means. So concise, we can click through, shorter responses, and more messages. And if we take the example of a marketing blog post, we can see what that kind of style looks like and see if it's appropriate for what we're doing. Here we are. So we can see that it writes a short paragraph on each theme there and writes something that's a couple of screens long. Now, if we click back out, we can have a look at explanatory. Click the same button, it writes the same query into Claude, and we can get a preview of what that looks like. And these are educational responses, more aimed at learning. So it's more sort of note format, with a bit more detail going on into some of those things. Finally, we can click back out and have a look at formal, and this gives clear and well-structured responses. Let's click on marketing blog post once again. And we can see we get clear headings, very clear paragraphs broken into a very strong structure. So depending on the style that you're looking for, you might find that those work well for you. But the other thing that we're allowed to do is to create a custom style. And if you click on a custom style, here you have the opportunity to add a writing example. Now, I want this to write in the style that we use at Spark. So what can I do? Here we go. If we go over to Spark's website and go to our learning section, and let's click on one of our thought leadership articles, The Impact of AI on the Creative Industries. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to print that off as a PDF. I'm going to save that to my desktop. We're going to pop back into Claude, and we're going to add that as a writing example. There it is. Upload, and it's analyzing my writing style. Now, what does my writing style look like? Let's see what it thinks. In the past, we might have used a custom GPT to do this. Upload a document, ask it to describe the tone of voice of that document in terms of the length, vocabulary, sentence structure, and emphasis, and got it to write some tone of voice guidelines, and then use those tone of voice guidelines to then help us draft a new piece of copy. This is essentially doing something similar, I'm sure, behind the scenes. But the point is, it makes it a much more accessible feature to everybody. Building a custom GPT is a little bit daunting for some people, and now we have it built into Claude's interface. So here we are, it's described my style as analytical, strategic insights through an insightful exploration of technological trends. That sounds pretty good. That's kind of what I aim for. And if we take that marketing blog post example again on this particular style, we can see a preview of how it's going to write. And here we can see that it's some nice long form examples with case studies and future facing with a few bullet points to take away. That's kind of how I like to write those articles. Now what we can do, it's called that tech narrative. That's not the most exciting thing for me. So what we can do is I think we can edit that style. We can rename that style to begin with. So I can call this Spark Thought Leadership. Save that there, close that window, and now when I choose a style, I can see Spark Thought Leadership right there in the window. And I can write a new article in my own style. So there you go. That is Claude's new built-in tone of voice style guidelines, a quick way of how you can customize it to your own use. A lot easier and quicker than using a custom GPT. have a go and see how you get on. And if you wanted to subscribe to these updates in the future, the link is below. Thanks for watching.